Yes, yes, people, welcome back live on the channel for the NBA talk, the first one of 2025. So, any NBA fans out there watching, Happy New Year to you. Um, it's been a good week for both teams, I guess. I mean, a much better week for my team, much better week for King as well. Obviously, much better month and a half for him. So, we'll definitely get into that. We'll definitely talk about that. King, how you saying, bro? What are you saying, bro? You good? How you?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good. Yes, for 76 has been indifferent a bit. Obviously, it's difficult because Embiid can't play every game. But yeah, happy and excited to talk about basketball.
Bunch of
Happy New Year to all the basketball fans, and yeah, um, it's gonna be good to discuss what's happening in NBA. A lot of crazy things, obviously, Jimmy Butler situation and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll go into that and more.
no, I hear that. Oh yeah, we need to talk about that Jimmy Butler as well. A lot has happened over the week, so we'll need to talk about it. And people, just to announce, I might be going live for my first ever NBA watch along tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. Celtics Nuggets. I'll be live at 10 Thailand time. So let's talk about what I think it should be 10 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, tune in if you want. Tune in if you like. Um, I'll probably be doing a watch along if I can sort out my screen and everything. So yeah, all's good. All's good. So let's dive into it because it's been a good week for both teams. Actually, it's been it's been somewhat of a decent week. I can't lie for both teams really. I'll start with the Celtics because obviously I recently did a rant. I recently did a rant about the Celtics, right? Did I? I recently did a show ranting about how the Celtics have been playing recently and how the team's been functioning. I say over the last 4 games we've looked a lot better as a team. I'd say as a unit, I'd say as a team, as the way we've been playing, I say we looked a lot better. We looked a lot better as a team. I think the 3 games before the one we just lost to OKC, right? I felt the Raptors game was a total dominance. The Timberwolves game we nearly threw it at the end. Well, not really nearly threw it, but we held on. We won the game. We edged it out. Um, And the Houston Rockets game, we completely ripped them apart on their home court. And obviously Sunday we lost to the OKC Thunder. I'd say first half the Celtics looked like themselves, and then the second half, you know what? Celtics first half we actually looked like a good defensive unit team. We actually were up by 10. We were actually dominating the game. We were winning the rebound. We were getting the ball. We were just bringing it up, and we were just playing our good basketball. Then second half, I think we just completely crumbled, and that's where OKC completely took over, and that was it. Really, we didn't make enough threes. I wouldn't say the 3-pointer was the reason why we lost. It was more our shot selection rather than just as our team as a whole. But you know what? The last 4 games, I can only say much improvement by the Boston Celtics. Much improvement. Like as it offensively, defensively, complete complete dominance. But that second half against OKC just shows we still have that a bit of vulnerability in us. However, I'm not going to complain because the Celtics just improved. We can have an off night. We've improved so much in the last 2 games. We've had 2 games where we prevented the teams from scoring above 80 to 90 points, which is crazy. We prevented them from scoring above 90 points. We didn't even let them score 90 points. That's how crazy it was. So yeah. Um what are your thoughts on the Celtics lately? Because you know what it is, the last 4 games has been a much improved performance, and I want to know your thoughts from a rival perspective.
Yeah, no, I've liked what I've seen from the Celtics. I think obviously they had a very terrible December. And I think I think the new year has been good to them so far. Obviously they had a close one against OKC, but when you're facing one of the best teams in the league, it's gonna be always a close match. It can go either way when it comes to OKC or the Celtics. So I wouldn't be too bad about that loss, but a great win against Houston, close win against Minnesota, and another blowout against Toronto. So overall, 3 wins out of 4. That's pretty much the kind of run Celtic need to continue to go on. Obviously, they're in double figures of losses, which is bad. And regardless of, it's going to be very difficult for them to get the number one seed in the East. But they're still only 5.5 games back, so they just need to have a good second half of the season, especially after the All-Star break. And I think Celtics are on the right trajectory. I think they just need their guys healthy. They need Porzingis to get into rhythm, and I think with that they'll be good. Obviously, shoot less threes and maybe focus on the interior game a bit more, and I think it'll be a much better team. But defensively, solid. Defensively, I think it's the best I've seen them in a long time. So yeah, I would say defensively they've been good. And then yeah, just let down a little bit offensively against OKC as you said. But aside of that, yeah, good week for the Celtics. Never doubted them in terms of that. Always thought they were going to turn it around, especially in 2025. And yeah, still my favorites to come out the East at the moment, and they look solid all round.
Facts. I hear that. I mean, I'm pretty much going to concede. I'm pretty much ready to concede the top spot in the East. I'm pretty much ready to concede that. I don't think we're going to get to it. I think the Cavs are just too dominant for us to get close. However, I think we can still give I still think we can give the Cavs a game. I still think we can give the Cavs a game when they come to TD Garden. It's just when we go to their gaff, it's just not easy for us to play against them. You know, we kind of threw away a lead and we lost the game against Cleveland. Mitchell just popped off, and then that was it really, and we just couldn't contain him. It's about getting ready for the playoffs now. It's about just finding your rhythm now, because from January onwards to April is where you now start to really kick in and start to take your playoff contention. Excuse me, take your playoff how do you call it, preparation and momentum seriously, because that's where I feel like now from January is where teams will start to look at, okay, maybe let's make a trade, let's make changes, let's prepare for the playoffs properly, because an All-Star break comes, right, and then you have a week off. Then that's where if momentum shifts to your side, it's kind of like where you sort of need to build on, pick up momentum, pick up form before the All-Star break. Don't let the All-Star break sort of ruin, your rhythm for getting to the playoffs or preparing for the playoffs. Kick on from here to the end of May, till mid-April, and then get ready for the playoffs. That's where I feel like the Celtics are at right now. I think it's just getting ready for the playoffs now, getting the momentum, and also just making changes to the roster, not making changes to the roster like that, making changes to the way we play, adapting to a different system, maybe a different sort of style. And really and truly, it's just about picking up the playoff adrenaline we had last year, because last year the Celtics were on a hot run of form from the playoffs, from the moment the playoffs came. From that moment onwards, from the finals, and we started off the year with just battering the Knicks at home, and then on opening night, and then we sort of went on a bit of a win streak. So that's where I feel like the Celtics need to get back to that sort of form again, get back to that sort of rhythm again, and then that's where I feel like the confidence in the fan base will gain again, because I'm seeing a bit of a bit of I wouldn't say loss of confidence, but I would say a bit of concern from the Celtics fan base that the team's not playing to its ability. And I hear that it's maybe the championship hangover, and I'm just saying that I just think we can pick it up. We just have to pick it up again, and that's where I think we need to we need to we need to get to. We need to get back to that level again. And obviously, we were one game behind the Cavs. We were level on them, and then we just fell back off again. But that's nothing for me to worry about. That's more for me to say, okay, we take this as a lesson, and we improve, because the Celtics have not looked good in December. December was a poor period for the Celtics. I'm just gonna say it as it is. We have not had a good December, a very very poor December by our standards. But I reckon by January February we should be able to pick up form again, pick up momentum again, and that's where I think the Celtics should just go on and just take the league to their stride really, and take that form into the playoffs. But yeah, continue, bro.
Oh no, I've got nothing else to say on the Celtics. Just it's gonna be interesting to see how they go from here. Um, after the loss to OKC, if they can bounce back from that loss and continue to play the way they're playing, and yeah, they just got to continue to rack up the wins and secure that second spot. And maybe try and push for the first spot if the Cavs have a slip up. So just got to be there, really. Just got to keep winning.
I hear that. Big up Nippon every single time, bro. How you doing, bro? Hope you're well. Hope family's good. You know. Shame I didn't see you in Thailand when you came though, bro. Next time, let me know. We can go watch a game together or something like that, man. You let me know when you're here, yeah? All good. Big up, bro. Big up every single time, my G. Big up, man. But yeah, King. Celtics this week have a tough run tomorrow. Denver Nuggets. The way we lost against the Thunder was not great. First half, the Celtics looked like themselves, looked like a different team, just looked like the most dominant team in the league by just playing the defense, going up by 10, taking our chances, making buckets, and then just sort of dropped off in the second half. But we got Denver tomorrow. I don't know how the defense is. I don't know how the defense is looking like. I don't know how their defense is looking like. I'll be real. But really and truly, I think we should win this game, As crazy as it sounds, on the road in Denver, I think we should win this game. I think the Celtics are going to want to take this game, just want to take the anger out of the Denver Nuggets, really. I just want them to, just go and destroy the Denver Nuggets tomorrow. Just go and, take the games in the stride and just, sort of blow them out of the water. That's what I want, really, tomorrow. Because the Celtics haven't won there in like 2 years now. It's been 2 years since we last won in Denver. 2 of our last wins in Denver have been comeback wins. So we've come back from behind to win. We went on like a mad run of game. We went on like a mad run to go and win the game and yada yada. But tomorrow is a tough game in Denver. Jokic is playing the game. Jokic is on the form of his life as usual. Triple doubles after triple double every single night. The guy's just on some crazy streak at the moment. And for me, he's just gonna I think for me, he's the MVP of the league right now. I'm not gonna say otherwise. I just think he's the MVP of the league right now. And then the rest of the week we've got Sacramento, we've got Pelicans, and that's about it really. I mean that's all we have this week. Sorry. And then we have how do you call it? And then we've got yeah, that's all we have. That's all we have, to be honest. We've got Denver tomorrow, or tonight for you NBA fans in the East. Sacramento at home, and New Orleans Pelicans at home. I think we should win all three. I reckon the Celtics should just go and win all three, especially picking up form again in the last 4 games. On the last 3 out of 4 games. I hope the Celtics can go pick up the form that they did in the last 4 games and just use this to get over the line in the next 3 games. Because we got 2 home games now after a 4-game road trip to start the new year, and then Kings at home, then Pelicans at home. It's a 5-game or 6-game. Sorry, it's a 5-game. Is it a 5-game? Sorry. No, it's a 6 games against the Western Conference teams in a row. 6 games in a row against Western Conference teams. So yeah, I reckon just pick up form and go win these next 3 games. If the Celtics are really going to pick up form and get momentum back, what are you saying? Denver, Kings, Pelicans.
With Denver, I think Denver is going to be a tough one. If Jason Tatum has any ideas of becoming an MVP, these are the type of games that you need to show up and show out, hit a 50-piece on his head. Because these are the games where people look at and say, okay, who was the better player on the night? When you come up against another superstar like Jokic, you gotta show up and show out. It's going to be a very difficult game. Denver are solid both defensively and offensively as well, so. And it's always very difficult to go to their stadium just because of the air and things of that nature. That's why they have
the high altitude.
Yeah, the high altitude. So it's always a very difficult place to go to for most people. That's why it's probably one of the best home advantages to have to be in a place where you're used to it and someone else is coming in not. So it's going to be a very difficult game. But if Boston want to win this, they need Jason Tatum to show up and turn up and hit a 50 piece on Denver in order for them to win. Because you know what Jokic is going to do. He's going to hit you with a 30-piece triple double, and it's just about outscoring him and out beating him and outworking him and hoping that MPJ doesn't light it up with threes and just focus on defensively making sure that he doesn't get hot and things of that nature. And obviously you got Murray as well. So it's just going to be about Tatum, Brown showing up and showing out. And if Tatum wants to be an MVP, he needs to. This is the type of games that he needs to show up. When you're going up against another MVP candidate who's people think is the best in the league, these are the games where you have to tell people, no, I'm the best. So that's going to be a very difficult one. Sacramento is going to be difficult because they're on form. They're on a 5-win streak. They're coming. They're going to have a rest into that game. So after you're facing a tough away effort at Denver, then you go to Sacramento. They're going to be rested. You're going to be a bit leggy. So that one's going to be difficult as well, just because they're going to be the fresher team. So it's just going to be about perseverance in that matchup. And you don't know what Sacramento you're going to get. Sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're not. So they've got a lot of good pieces. If they're healthy, they're one of the better teams in the West. So that will be an interesting one. New Orleans, I don't know if Zion's going to be ready for that game, but he seems to be on the way back.
It's not.
It seems to be on the way back. He has done a little bit of work.
McCollum though is looking good. He's looking good, but the Pelicans are not looking good. Oh, the Pelicans' record is like what 6 and what? I can't. Yeah. So
I think if Zion's fit already by that game, then it might be a more difficult game. But I think that's the only one where I say, regardless whether Zion's there or not, that's an easy win for the Celtics. The other two are going to be difficult. The other two are just because of the nature of Sacramento having a rest before that game and because of Denver's home advantage. I think you beat Denver. I think you lose to Sacramento, and I think you beat New Orleans.
We also have a rest in between the games of Denver and Sacramento.
Oh no! But they don't even have a game before the Celtics, so they're on like a 4-day rest, I think. If I'm correct, yeah. They just faced Miami. They're on a 4-day rest, so you only have 2 days. They have 4.
True.
So that's what I mean.
But the team is not really gelled well this season, to be honest. Sacramento don't look like the same team this season as compared to most seasons, to be honest. Like they've not, to be honest with you, they've not looked like the same Sacramento Kings team that I rate. That I thought, you know what, it would be the same. Is it just me, or is it DeMar DeRozan coming in just kind of like taking up space? No. I like them. I really like DeMar DeRozan, but I think it's the right move to set for the Sacramento Kings? I don't think so. Because the Sacramento Kings are actually a really good team, right? If you actually look at Sabonis, Fox, right? Malik Monk, you got Herter. You also got what? Keontae George, is he still there? I don't know if he's still there, but whatever it is, yeah. Go look at the Kings. Go look at the Kings lineup. Like that team was a playoff contention team last season.
I think they still are. And if you look at the last 5, they've had a good 5 wins. They've beaten Dallas, Philly, Memphis, Golden State, and Miami in a row. So I think they've started to get they've started to gel. Obviously, it takes time when you're bringing in new pieces, but I think they're starting to gel now. Obviously, they had some injuries. They're back now. They're a lot more healthier. So the reason why I say Boston's going to be difficult because they got a 4-game rest. They're healthy. They've got a lot of pieces that can hurt you. If Malik Monk's not having a good day, you got DeRozan. If DeRozan's not having a good day, you got Sabonis. So they got a lot of pieces that can torch you on the inside and the outside, and then on the 2 ball as well. So, but as I said, I think you beat Denver, but because you put so much effort into beating Denver, you lose to Sacramento, and then you beat New Orleans easily. I think you blow out New Orleans. The Sacramento one is just going to be difficult because they're going to have a bigger rest and they're on a hot streak, and the likes of Malik Monk and Sabonis. Sometimes Sometimes, but I think it will help them a little. I think it will help them a little because it's not too. If it's like a week or more, maybe, but 3 4 days, I think they're on a good run. So that's what I think, personally. But Celtics are good enough to win all three if they're on form. If they at their
Mhm.
best, they can beat all three. So I definitely win 2 out of 3 minimum. The Sacramento one's going to be a bit tricky for me. But I think
Mhm.
Jason Tatum and the boys are going to show up against Denver just because he's going to want to plant his name and say, "Yeah, I'm the
Last
best in the league."
last season, yeah, we were up by like 20 something against them, right? And then we subbed all our best players out because we wanted to rest them for the playoffs because it was like towards the end of like, the season, right?
Yeah,
We didn't score for like nearly 7 minutes or 6 minutes. Then Xavier Tillman pops up and scores the winner, and we only made one free throw in that and Xavier Tillman scored the winning basket. We were down by one. Tillman scores the winner, and then Sacramento claimed that they should have had a foul at the end. And we came out of that game with a 1 point win. And I'm like, that nearly we nearly blew it. It was last season. Not last season we won the championship. I ain't caring. Right? But this season though is gonna be a game where you know what, we have our best players fit. Last season we were up by a lot against them. A lot. And we just brought on our best players to rest our bench players to rest our best players. So yeah, Pritchard's looking good again. Like I said, Pritchard's my sixth man of the year, and I still have him as my sixth man of the year. Horford's getting some big minutes. Hauser is looking okay. The one player I'm kind of really thinking that could really come off and make an impact for us, and could have made an impact for us, would have been Lonnie Walker. And I felt that he's a big miss for the Celtics. We had him in our preseason team as well, and I'm like, if you have him in preseason, why don't you bring him? Why don't you do something and get him into the team? You know, why don't you cut one of your players, or make them make them a full time G League player, right? Because we just let Ron Harper Jr. go. I'll do my predictions later, Arian. I'll do my predictions up later, bro. I'll do my predictions in a bit. We got because the thing is, right, we had Ron Harper Jr. leaving, right, to the Pistons. The Pistons gave him a contract, right? We could have easily cut someone and put him into the G League and brought Lonnie Walker in for 10 million. That 10 million extra was needed for Lonnie Walker to join the Celtics. And I'm telling you right now, any NBA team would love Lonnie Walker in the team. That he's a really good player, man. And I've been saying for a long time, Lonnie Walker is a very good player, and I reckon he'd walk into the Celtics bench right now. He'd play for us on the bench. He'd come off the bench and make some big minutes. The points that we've missed, right? The games that we've lost, right? In tight games, he could have made a couple of 3-pointers or a couple of big buckets or a couple of big plays, because you know how good Lonnie Walker is. You know how hard he works on the court. I've seen it for the Lakers in the playoffs in 2023. When I watched the Lakers in the playoffs, right, when Lonnie Walker was there, played with LeBron, AD, and what do you call, what was it, Austin Reeves, Hachimura, all these guys, Vanderbilt, bro. In that Warrior series, this guy was immense. The points may not show it, but if you actually look at the way he plays overall, he's a very good player. He's a very good player, and he'd make some big minutes for any team in the NBA off the bench. This is what I'm saying. But yeah, no, I hear your points, bro. I hear your points completely, and I reckon, I'm gonna back my team to win all three. Why not? And apologies for us being a day late, because I was supposed to do the stream yesterday, but obviously, some unfortunate events happened in my family yesterday. So, apologies for that, people. And yeah, so we're doing this a day late, and I'm pretty sure. Wait, did you play? Did you play today? Did you play yesterday? Did you play on Tuesday? Yes, you did. You played against the Suns. We'll talk about the Sixers now, since obviously your December's looked quite good. I can't lie. Your December looked a lot better than what people expected you. You're now 14-20. Now 6 games off of the. You're now 3 wins behind the Chicago Bulls. You're one. You're pretty much You're pretty much 2 games less than the Chicago Bulls in 10th, right? You win your next 2 games in hand on them, right? 2 games in hand on Chicago Bulls, you would be 16-20, and they would be 17-19. So you're pretty much like 1 game off. So your playoff contention is looking fine, man. Even if Joel Embiid's thinking it out, you're still looking fine in terms of playoff contention. I still think you're looking good, man. And if Joel Embiid doesn't want to be here, let him go. It's not worth having a player that doesn't want to be here, right? You can easily use that. You can easily use that trade and bring in someone that wants to beat the Sixers because you have Jared McCain coming back next season. Maxey is looking good. Have someone like Paul George around them, experience plus 2 young players, and maybe you get a good draft pick in the summer. Your future is looking fine. All of a sudden, everything's gelling again. So yeah, talk about your December. Talk a bit about your previous week because I think the Celtics last week looked good from my standpoint. We blew up the Raptors and stuff like that. So yeah, go on, bro. The floor is yours. Sixers.
I mean, yeah, the Sixers had a great December overall. Obviously, we talked about that on the last episode. Mostly wins. The thing about the Sixers is it's always going to be we live or die by Embiid because I think he's such a difference maker on both sides of the court that when you have him, you're more likely to win the game when we don't. And more often when we don't have him, we lose because he's just such a big presence in as I said. And to be honest with you, I think he's done a lot better in recent weeks. Obviously, the start of January has been a very tough start. I think we've been okay, but not great. We've lost 3 of our last 4. Against Sacramento, we just lost it at the end. I think we were very good in that game. I just think, as I said, for me, the coaching, for me, any time we come up against a decent level team, the coaching lets us down, and the rotations let us down, especially towards the end, because it took them. Pretty much they closed the game with a 15-0 run. So when you close the game with that kind of run and there's no timeouts, no way to stop it, no way to stem the bleeding, especially towards the end, then you go from a position where you should be winning the game to losing, just like that. And that's what happened against the Kings for me. And then we got blown out by the Warriors. Steph Curry was on fire that day. He torched us from minute 1, and yeah, that was just a long evening with that one. Probably one of the worst games of the season for me. Even with Embiid, it just was not our day. Coming off the bench as well, giving them buckets as well. So yeah, just the Warriors game was terrible defensively. We weren't stopping them at all. They blew us out, and then after that, we had a big win against Brooklyn. That was a better performance, but it's a team that we should be beating. It's a team that's not on our level, so it makes sense that we won that one in that kind of fashion. And then last night, just a close one. Obviously, Phoenix Suns, they've been very indifferent this season, but they still have a lot of good pieces. Bradley Beal off the bench was good for them. Obviously, you know what Devin Booker had a slow day, but yeah, Bradley Beal off the bench. Obviously, we played without Embiid, and without Embiid, you have that lack of defensive presence in the center area, so you kind of lost that there. And yeah, the spark of the bench from Beal and obviously KD doing his thing. Booker had a bad game, but yeah, and also Paul George seems to have more bad games than good games. When I've looked at him, I need more from him. Considering the money he's on, considering he's a former All-Star, considering the level of player he is, he needs to kind of pick up his levels. I think he needs to do a bit more, in my opinion, because for me, he should be, when Embiid's not there, he should be either the first or second option, depending on what you decide in terms of if Maxey or him's the first option. But I need a bit more from him. I need more from him as a player. Because we're having the same issue when it was with Tobias Harris, where in the games without Embiid, he ain't doing enough to kind of get us these wins in the games where we're gonna, not have the big man, and we need more from him. So But yeah, I think overall it was a bad week. Lost 3 out of 4. Going into the future, we just need to kind of win every game that we can when we have Embiid and hope to get a play in contention. I think we can still do that. But it's the kind of thing that we do need to make changes in the future in terms of the players and the coaching, because you can't really be lumbered in with a injury prone player for this long. And I don't think I don't think for me, as great as Embiid is, I think we need to move past him going forward, because I'm tired of having to deal with where games where we don't have him, and it's looking like he's missing more and more games each season. He's getting injury from left leg, left arm, right arm. He's getting every type of injury, so it's kind of getting a bit jarring in terms of having to deal with that. So for me, we need to make some moves before the deadline, and moves in the summer, because I don't think we're gonna get out of the first round in the playoffs at the moment. Maybe even not past the play in. So, but we'll see. We'll see how the team continues to grow. Um, I'm happy that the players are healthy now, so that they can get to learn each other and play with each other. But I need to see it more, and I need Paul George to do a lot more as well for me. So that's all I got to say about that.
No, that's true. No, the Sixers are still in good contention for the play-in, but it's about because your next game is what, today, or sorry, tomorrow. Hold on. Yeah, you've got the Wizards tomorrow. I reckon you win that one comfortably at home. And then you've got Pelicans at home. You got Pelicans at home as well, and then you've got the Magic. Hold on, let me look when the game is. Yeah, then you've got the Orlando Magic. So I reckon, you know what? These next 3 games, you're playing two of the worst teams in the league. You've got to get 2 wins in a row right there, and then you've got the Magic, who are without their best players. I know we lost to them. Yes, I was embarrassing. I'll put my hands up on that. Celtics, do your job next time. Magic, Franz Wagner might be back soon. I don't know when Paolo is back, but I reckon you guys should still win this game. I reckon you should win this game. Away in Orlando. Yes, they've been good. And they're still fourth for a reason. But the Sixers, like, on a given night, they have a good squad, and I reckon you should win all 3 games. Let's just scroll through these games quickly. What are you saying these next 3 games?
I definitely think we beat the Wizards and the Pelicans. The Magic game is going to be the hardest, but we need to win all 3. I think we can't afford to really take any more losses. I think we just need to get into those playing spots and then see where we can go from there. So for me, just keep on winning, keep on winning. Uh, Speaking of Lonnie Walker, we're one of the teams interested in him. If we can bring him in, I think that would be good for our bench. Um, and
You're gonna take Yabusele from us, and now you're gonna take Lonnie Walker from us. Wow. Bro, the Celtics, man. You could have got Yabusele back as a backup center for Kristaps Porzingis. You could have brought in Lonnie Walker as cover off the bench. We could have had one of the best. We could have had one of the best benches in the league. We probably do so points wise, but come on, man. Lonnie Walker and Yabusele on the bench. That Yabusele in the Olympics was insane, by the way, for France.
Yeah, he was. He
For
was
France,
cold. I was happy when we got him.
Yeah, man. He was drafted by the Celtics. We drafted him, and we let him go. But obviously, you know what it is. He improved his game, and he's back in the Sixers. Fair play to him. He earned a roster spot, and looks like he'll definitely get some big minutes for you guys this season as well. Because obviously, he's a big game player, and Lonnie Walker, the Celtics might be interested in bringing him. I don't know. We'll see. We might be interested in bringing him back. I don't know. I hope we do. Because James Springer is not that guy. He's not better than Lonnie Walker. I'm just gonna say that he's not better than Lonnie Walker. Why is he playing for the Celtics? Why is James Springer here over Lonnie Walker? We traded Jaden Springer. We got Jaden Springer from you guys. We traded it for him, and I was seeing some of your fans online saying they were upset about Jaden Springer because he's like a Marcus Smart type of player, and I'm like, I'm not seeing much of him. I can't really say much. However, he's been playing well in the G League, so send him there, and we'll do what we have to do to get Lonnie Walker in. Really, I would love Lonnie Walker in my team. I've been saying this for the longest. Lonnie Walker's one of my favorite players because of how hard he works. I've been watching Lonnie Walker for a long time. I've been saying, Celtics, get this guy. He's on a free agent. He's free agent. Get him in. We brought him in for a preseason. We let him go. We couldn't. We didn't make the deadline. We let him go. So there's still time. Bring him back. Get him in for the trade deadline and stuff like that. And yeah, it's gonna be. Continue what you're saying, bro. Before we move on, it's gonna be because today's gonna be an interesting day of games.
Yeah. It is. It is. I think we're one of the teams interested in. Hopefully, we can bring him in. Because we do need a bit more depth off the bench. But overall, I just think we just need to keep win the next 2 games and then see from there. Obviously, it's a bit difficult after that. You got Orlando, OKC, and New York after that, so that it's imperative that we win the next 2 and then continue from there.
We're saying
Depending on who the Magic have, depends on how. Plus, none of these games are back to back, so I need to see Embiid play all 3 games and help.
That's a good. No back to back.
So I need the full strength squad out for each game, and yeah, we just need to get the wins up. Obviously, it's been a poor season so far, but I think we can turn it around. Hopefully, I've been pessimistic in the past, but I'm trying to new year, new me, try to be more optimistic about the Sixers and at least try get a playing spot. And I think it's there for the taking, especially with the situation in Miami and Chicago not really playing that well. And then you've got a couple of situations, ATL and Detroit as well. So I think we can catch up them teams and maybe even overtake those teams as well. So see how we do going forward. But yeah, we need to get back on the winning train and win a couple games and then see what we can do against the Magic. But Magic will probably lose.
No, I reckon you win all 3.
It will be a close one. It'll be a close one. The Magic, because I think they'll have a couple people back by then. So if they have a couple people back by then it will be a closer game than if we were to play them today. So
no, Mo Wagner is gone, bro. Mo Wagner's out for the rest of the season. Franz Wagner is the one that we're looking at. See if
what about Pablo? Back. Is Pablo back?
Paulo Banchero, I don't know. I have not seen the news. There's barely been any updates as of late. I can't really say much. So
let me check.
No, bring it up, man. Bring it up. But yeah, we'll get on to some recent NBA.
Yeah, he's out. And then Jalen Suggs is day to day. So it maybe if they don't have Pablo by then yeah, it should be a win for us.
No, I hear it. Let's talk about some news of the NBA that's happened recently. So we've got the Chicago Bulls retiring Derrick Rose's jersey. Yeah, I think that I was to give my quick opinion on this one. I think it's a nice gesture. Obviously, very unfortunate that he had to go through all those injuries because otherwise he could have been one of the best players of all time. I didn't watch much of Derrick Rose, but from what I'm hearing, the guy was probably an insane player in his prime. So, yeah, and kind of wish he won a championship really, because with the Chicago Bulls, that Chicago Bulls team was quite good. I can't lie. Then, obviously, you've got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is requesting a trade. And I reckon, you know what it is today? The Golden State Warriors take on Miami in Golden State. Could that be Jimmy Butler's future team? Because I'm hearing a lot of rumors that the Golden State Warriors might want him. The Dallas Mavericks might want him. The Sixers might want him. There's a lot of teams interested in Jimmy Butler. Where do you see this escalating? Because I think Jimmy Butler has just been, he's been a bit on and off as of late. Because obviously, had the injury last season where he missed the playoffs. He missed the entire season where he had the injury against. Was it against the Sixers that he had the injury, or was it the Hawks that he had? I think it was the Sixers. No, when he had the injury against in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, I think so.
You guys were in the play-in tournament last season, right? Or was it the playoffs that you guys made? I can't remember where you guys made last season.
I don't think we did the play-in. Maybe playoffs. It probably might have been playoffs, but
it might have been the Hawks. Sorry, it might have been the Hawks. I think it could have been the Hawks. So yeah, Butler missed the Butler missed the entire season. He's come back this season. He's not had the same sort of approach to the season as what he did entering every year with Miami, and now he's requested a trade. I think the body language just says it all. I don't think he wants to be in Miami. I've been seeing a lot of clips as of late. I've been seeing a lot of things are escalating, like going around lately. It's Jimmy Butler's body language. The guy that looks like he doesn't want to be there. So for me, I think it's best for Miami and Jimmy Butler just to part ways and just go and build for the future. Because you already got Bam Adebayo there. You've got Terry Rozier. You've got a decent core of players. Duncan Robinson. It's all about now bringing in the guy to replace Jimmy Butler. So, because there's going to be teams I'm going to list. There's going to be teams like the Warriors. There's going to be teams like the Dallas Mavericks, Sixers. Maybe even, who else wants him?
The Suns.
Suns. I don't see it.
They're trying to shop the Bradley Beal, so they could make a deal around them too.
It doesn't make sense. I wouldn't say the Suns. Bradley Beal's been a good player for the Suns. I wouldn't see why you trade Jimmy Butler for Jimmy Butler now. Or could he stay in Miami to the end of the season and just move on at the summer?
No, I think it's too far past that.
Where do you see him ending up? Because I think I listed a few teams earlier. I listed the Dallas Mavericks. I listed the Philadelphia 76ers. I listed the Warriors. Who else did I list?
You said Warriors, Sixers. You said
Warriors, Sixers, Dallas. Hold on. Actually, that's really it, to be honest. I think that's it. I don't see him going anywhere else. What are you saying? Where do you see him ending up? Because I reckon, do you know what it is? I reckon he goes to the Warriors to play with Steph for a short-term period of time.
Yeah,
but the question is, who do you trade? Who do you bring in for Butler?
I don't think they're going to get all-star pieces for Butler because he requested a trade and the suspension. So you're just going to ask for picks. You're going to ask for maybe some small players and picks. For me, I look at I would say the Suns are one of the teams that might look to go for him because they're trying to get rid of Nurkic and Bradley Beal.
That's a poor decision.
It may be, but it's more of a short-term thing. I think they don't look at Bradley Beal as a guy that they want to keep around because he's a bench player at the moment. So if you're going to get a starter for a bench guy, that's a possible deal. I think the two teams that look most likely are probably Dallas and Golden State. If he goes to Dallas, imagine the 1, 2, and 3 of Kyrie, Doncic, and Jimmy, and then Clay. Well. You will have Clay coming off the bench, and that's a scary thought. Clay off the bench.
You know what it is? I see them starting all four.
Maybe you can do that if you're doing a small ball lineup.
But on to Dallas, really, because Kyrie's now out injured. Kyrie's not out injured. Luka's now out injured as well. Luka's been playing through an injury for a while. I reckon if Dallas can hold it out to the playoffs, you rest Luka till then. Because the guy's been playing through injury for I don't know how long now.
Yeah,
he's been playing. It's kind of dangerous the way Dallas have been forcing him to play. I know they made the finals last year. I know Luka has had a very good season last season, and he made it all the way. Unfortunately, falling short. But really and truly, like, if you can hold off, if you can get Kyrie back, get Clay firing, get Butler in, hold off Doncic to the playoffs, then they're fine. It's about getting the players fit and getting Luka Doncic fit. But now Kyrie's out injured.
Yeah, but when Kyrie's back, you can have Kyrie at the 1, Clay at the 2, but Butler at the 3. That's a good. Then you got the likes of Lively and PJ Washington.
Thing is, when did they trade for Butler? Well, the thing is, when did they trade for Butler? Because Butler's
they got this week. I think he's going to get traded this week.
Do you think so? You think this week?
Yeah, I think it's going to be soon as possible.
I reckon trade deadline.
No, I
because I
don't think they're gonna wait around because the thing about Miami is the longer they
because the thing
wait,
is, no point. Sorry, go on. Continue.
the thing for Miami is the longer they wait, the less of his value is gonna be.
No, I hear it, but the
So
thing
they
is, right?
they can
Yeah,
get the most now.
because the thing is, right, with the trade deadline approaching, right? I hear that Dallas need players now because they're kind of injury prone. Yeah, they have injury prone players, right? Players that are out injured, right? But if you also bring in, Luka, sorry, if you get when you get Luka back, you get Butler back. You bring in Butler, right? By the trade deadline, you can see if Butler is out injured first. See if he's fit. See if he's because if you bring him in now and he gets injured, it's just a waste. And my question is, who does Butler come in for? Like who do you trade away? Because
You take away a couple bench pieces and a couple picks, and
so what is
The thing about Dallas is that bringing in Butler can be the difference maker between them getting out of the West or beating you, the Celtics, or beating whoever comes out of the East in the finals if they make it there. Because you know how playoff Jimmy is a different level.
oh
That's
yeah,
the
yeah. But the thing is, he won't be so ball
imagine
dominant.
them three in the playoffs. Clay coming off the bench, you
Mm.
got a problem. That's a
No, but the thing
problem.
is, right. The thing is, right. Jimmy Butler is one of those players that you know what it is. He drops big numbers, right?
Yeah,
But if you
they
also
all
look at
will.
Miami Heat, but if you go look at Miami Heat, right,
Yeah.
how many of those players are really ball dominant? It's only really Jimmy, to be fair, that has the ball. Because when you go to Dallas, you got Luka to deal with, Kyrie to deal with, that are very ball dominant players. It's not going to give Butler many points.
No,
I reckon
because
if you
you can even
build
put him
Steph,
into the. You can even have him a rotation piece in the second unit and have him just control the second unit. You know what you can do with this second unit. If you know the story, you know the story. But yeah, you can even have him control the second unit and do his
now
thing.
what about the second unit? What have to explain?
Oh, what time was it? He was at what team was he at? It wasn't Sixers. It was the team before he was
Bulls,
at six.
Chicago
Yeah,
Bulls.
I think it was no. Let me
No, it
look.
was Chicago. Chicago. It was.
Yeah, he basically played a practice game with the second unit and put
Oh,
to the
okay,
work.
okay,
No,
okay.
no, it was at Minnesota against Cat
Oh,
and
okay,
them man.
okay.
He put work on the. He said, "Look, give me the second unit." He put work on the Minnesota, and then he did an interview with Rachel Nichols afterwards, saying, "Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
beat the first team with the second guy." that because him and Cat didn't get along at that time. It
No,
was a
no,
mad time
no.
at Minnesota. Actually, it was
Yeah, you
Minnesota.
don't get.
Yeah, that was a crazy time. That's the other thing though that Dallas might not bring Jimmy in because he's the kind of guy that can be a disruptor.
That's why I'm saying it makes
But they
more
have
sense with
Kyrie who had that
players.
kind of same kind of thing before. But you've seen him now; he's a bit more calmer. So maybe Dallas might be the place for Jimmy to calm
I
down,
think.
especially with their owner Mark Cuban. He's got a lot
I
of
don't know.
things that he can give you to make you calm down. You know, make you have a
Oh,
good
he put
time.
up Dallas for sale. He put up Dallas
Oh,
for
yeah,
sale.
has
By the way.
he? Oh,
I
mad.
think he's. I think he's no longer he's no longer going to be the owner of Dallas.
Okay, then
I think he apparently
that
wants to
makes sense.
sell. I
Yeah,
think he apparently wants.
if he wants to sell, then he needs to get Butler as well. Because the more stars you have on your team,
Yeah,
higher the price goes. So it makes sense.
I
Dallas wants
I reckon he should go to the Warriors, play a second fiddle to Steph. You and
that
Steph together.
that
You and
could
Steph
work as
together.
well.
Him and Steph together, right? He can provide for Steph. Steph can provide for him. I think just the duo makes complete sense. I think the Warriors is where he should end up. But my question is, who's going to go for him? Because the thing is with Jimmy Butler, his contract is big. People are forgetting that the salary cap is very, very important when it comes to trading, and people need to remember that Jimmy Butler is not a cheap player to trade for. I don't know how much his contract is right now. But the thing is, he's not a cheap player to trade for, man. He's not a cheap player to trade for, and you have to consider that as well. Who do you want? Who can you trade for him? Because if you trade a lot of players for him, you need to get a lot of players back in return, a lot of cheap options back in return. So you need to fix your bench pieces. You need to try and get some bench pieces. I don't know when the free agency deadline is before the end of the season because I think you still pick up players on free agency throughout the course of the season. I'm not sure that's possible, but if you can, then get some free agent players and trade Jimmy Butler away. And trade for Jimmy Butler for the Warriors, because the Warriors have they got Andrew Wiggins, they've got Podziemski, they've got some decent players. My question is, who do you trade for Butler? You know, so that's one thing you got to consider. And I reckon the Warriors makes the most sense. If you actually ask me from a neutral standpoint, I reckon the Warriors just makes the most sense.
Yeah, can I add on
Yeah,
to
go on.
in regards to the players you can trade, because of the suspension and because of the trade request,
Yeah.
his value has gone down significantly. So you're not going to give
Okay.
away big pieces. You're going to give a couple
No,
bench
that's true.
guys and a couple first picks. That's probably what they're going to ask for. So
No, that,
you're not going to have to give away a lot for Jimmy, because Miami are in a situation where, because of the suspension, he's not playing, meaning they're playing with a lesser unit, meaning they're not having the optimal kind of for their team.
yeah.
So they're going to take what they can get, really. And I think with Golden State and Dallas, you got a lot of good bench pieces that you can give, especially a lot of young stars, a lot of rookies that they can give them that they'll probably accept. And then if they've got some good picks as well, then they'll take that as well. I don't think Jimmy's gonna need a lot to be taken away from Miami because of how toxic the situation is.
Uh-huh.
So I think the trade deadline is in a month, but I think it gets done within a week, because I think with Miami and Pat Riley, I think they just want to move him on as soon as they can and get something in return.
Yeah.
Because if they wait till the trade deadline, his value keeps every day they wait, the value will decrease to the point where
Suspended as well. Don't forget, he's suspended as well. 7-game suspension.
Yeah,
so the
yeah.
value goes down completely. You know, you make a really good point there, actually, bro. I can't lie.
So
yeah,
by the things they've done, they've
you might as well cut his salary and just trade him.
Yeah.
You might as well
You might as well. You're not paying him for these 7 games, so you might as well trade him now.
To get some good value for him, and then to free up your own cap space and your luxury tax, might as well do it.
Yeah.
You might as well do it. And yeah, that's all we have really for the Butler. Any last points? Since quickly.
No, that's it. And if Miami can get rid of Jimmy quickly, then they can maybe even go to the Suns and try and get a Bradley Beal to come in, because obviously the Suns are trying to move him on. That's a possibility. Even a free trade deal could be possible with the likes of Golden State and the Suns. That could be a possibility as well. Pieces moving around.
And Kawhi Leonard is back for the Clippers. Does that give them does that boost their chances for the season now?
It does. He's a difference maker. But the problem with him is how long is he going to stay fit, and if he stays fit, and is he going to be the Kawhi Leonard we've seen before? Because the biggest issue is when you're coming off an injury like that and coming off not playing a sport for that long of a time, it's very easy to get re-injured, especially with him. He's a very injury-prone player, so
yeah,
they just got to hope and pray, because they let go of Paul George, so they pretty much live and die by him and the quality he can bring. So we'll see.
No, completely hear that, bro. Completely hear that. Let me just see if there's any more news we need to talk about the last week. Sacramento Kings making will be available this season to make. Okay. And also, the Lakers have just recently made a trade regarding Dorian Finney-Smith, Shake Milton. They've traded away D'Angelo Russell and 3 second-rounders to the Nets. Russell's back at the Brooklyn Nets. He dropped 61 points, I think, on his return, which is crazy. Or I don't even remember how many points he dropped, but the guy dropped some big numbers when he returned. I can't remember how many points he dropped, but bro, that was insane what he dropped for the Brooklyn Nets. Like, real talk, though, what I'm seeing right now from the Lakers, I'm kind of impressed with JJ Redick. I think he's turned things around slightly. Whether I think they'll make the playoffs, whether I think they'll whether I think they'll do damage, it's a different topic. But from what I'm seeing right now, I remember Russell dropped some big numbers when he this first game back for the Brooklyn Nets.
He hit 22. He hit 22, which is decent for him, considering
Nah,
he's been.
I remember he hit something bigger than that. I swear I remember it was something much bigger than that. Hold on. Russell, when did he get traded again? Was it last week?
Yeah, last week. The first game was against Toronto. He scored 22 in 26 minutes.
What was the second game?
Milwaukee, they won. But he only had 11 points, 12 assists, so he a double.
Which game was it they hit 61 points in? Because I swear he hit 61 points in some game. I don't know if it's true, but I swear someone hit 61 points. I can't remember what it was. But I saw something. I don't know what it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I saw something massive that he did or something like that.
I don't think anyone hit 61 points recently. Not the kind of not that I'm aware of.
No, but regardless, whatever it is, apologies for if I get my facts wrong. I just wanted to say though, like that trade is a decent trade. It's not the best trade in the world, but it's a decent trade. And the Lakers are just bringing in some more good pieces now. They traded away the second rounders. They've got Dorian Finney-Smith. They got D'Angelo Russell away. They brought Shake Milton. They're not going to improve the Lakers. They're just going to make it more stable, I reckon. And when Vanderbilt comes back, I reckon that's when the Lakers will be more stable as a team, defensively and offensively. But yeah, that's all I can really say about the Lakers. I don't really have much to say about them.
No, I agree. I agree with you in regards to the Lakers. I think they've been solid this season. They look like a very decent team.
Yeah, they've been all right. We played them in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think when LeBron and AD are fit, they can give anyone a run for their money in terms of quality. It's just keeping them fit. Obviously, in recent days, they've been a bit out, So I've liked what I've seen from Austin Reeves and Max Christie. I've liked what I've seen from them too. Yeah, I think they do need to make some more moves in terms of their first unit, because I think it's not the greatest, but they're a solid team. They're just like, they'll make the playoffs, but I don't think they'll do anything more than that, in my opinion. Maybe make it past the first round.
Is it time to trade away LeBron James? You think? You think it's time for the Lakers to cut ties and move on with LeBron James?
I think so, but I don't know if LeBron wants to go. I don't know how many more years LeBron has. So
I reckon you know what it is. I'm gonna say something wild. He plays till Bryce joins the league.
I think so, but where does Bryce go?
Probably the Lakers or the Cavs, really. Because I reckon LeBron James has one more destination in him left. He's got one more place. It's only one place, really. I think it's back to Cleveland. I don't think you can really pass up on the opportunity to go back to Cleveland when the time comes. Because you were drafted by Cleveland. You retire as a Cav.
Maybe, or wherever Bryce goes. If Bryce gets picked up by, random team, and then plays with Bryce for one season and then retires.
Because Bronny made his first NBA bucket against the Cleveland Cavaliers as well, in Ohio, where he was born. So like LeBron, he made his first NBA bucket was in Cleveland, so it's kind of special. And I hope Bryce does the same. I would love to see Bryce in the NBA. I think Bryce has just chosen what. I swear, remind me what he chose. Was it? Because I swear I know he chose he just chose a university this week. I think
Arizona.
Arizona, right? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. He got picked up by Arizona. He got picked by Arizona, or he chose Arizona, and now he's committed to them. So, yeah, we'll see what happens in the next 2 years or something like that. So, yeah, I'm wishing all the best for Bryce, and yeah, that's about it really. Speaking of the Lakers, they've got a tough week. I think. Well, not really a tough week, but they've got a good week coming up, and I reckon they win all their games. They've got Dallas, they've got Hornets, they've got Spurs. I reckon they win all 3 games.
I do too, because obviously Dallas has injuries at the moment, so
Yeah.
Dallas will be an
You never
easier
know though.
game.
You never know. Clay Thompson might pop off tonight. We'll see.
Maybe, but then I know the wait they have Charlotte and San Antonio. I think they beat
Yeah.
Charlotte. They lose to San Antonio though.
They've got 2 games against San Antonio. I
I
think
think
they spread. I think 1-1 spread it.
yeah. That's what I think. 1-1. That would make sense. So yeah,
Wemby's
beat Dallas, beat Charlotte, and then 1-1. So maybe 3 out of 4 games.
yeah. Wembanyama's looking really good though. Victor Wemby is looking very, very, very good. He's
Yeah,
looking very good for
it's possible it could even be a back-to-back loss to the Spurs because the Spurs are looking.
He blocked Jokic the other day and knocked a 3 over and hit a 3 over him as well on the same play.
Man. Wemby is the truth.
He's the truth. He's the truth. He's the truth. I was about to say the same thing. He's the truth, man. He's the truth.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man. He's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem.
He's landing that massive. He's gonna land that massive contract soon. And he's gonna be the Spurs. You know, he's gonna be the player San Antonio Spurs keep for a long time, hopefully. Because I reckon they'll build a dynasty with him if they can, build around him. Because I think
they got quality pieces.
I think they'll make the playoffs this year. The addition of Chris Paul sort of gives them a bit of a boost because he's been a solid role player. He has the experience. He's got the he's got the veteran experience. So yeah, I reckon the Spurs will make the playoffs this year. But I'll go back and revise my predictions later on, people. So don't worry about our predictions right now. Yeah, the Spurs are halfway, so I reckon we'll see. Yeah, we just made our predictions for the Lakers against the Mavericks. I think the Lakers will win. The Lakers will win the game because the Dallas Mavericks just falling short with injuries. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. Gonna be tough week for the Lakers. I reckon I'll go with 3 wins. Let's predict our games today. Charlotte Suns. I'm gonna go with Suns. Suns to win on the road in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's definitely Suns.
Wizards Rockets. Yeah, Rockets win this one. Rockets in Washington. Yeah, I reckon the Rockets will lose one.
Yeah, the Rockets.
We just gave our predictions for the Lakers Mavericks, so we gave it to the Lakers. Pelicans Timberwolves. I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves to win on the road.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that one. I don't think the Pelicans are that good, to be honest.
Jazz Hawks. Oh, tough. I'll go with Jazz. Shock win.
I'll give it to the Hawks. I'm gonna give it to the Hawks.
We predicted Celtics to beat Denver.
I don't know about that one. You know what? I think the Celtics Denver one's gonna go overtime. I think that will go overtime.
Maybe it's just it just depends because the thing is with Denver is like Jokic's defense is not. Whenever you go up against Jokic, the guy doesn't really play that much defense.
Yeah,
it's easy to attack against Jokic. So that's the thing. But Aaron Gordon is a really good player. Aaron Gordon is a very, very good defensive player. So that's one thing. But I'm going with the Celtics to win. Warriors Miami in San Francisco. I'll go with Warriors to win this one.
That can go either way, I'll be honest, that can go either way.
Butler suspended games. Steph Curry's balling out.
Yeah, but Tyler Hero's balling as well right now.
Yeah, well, he always balls out. To be fair, he's a good player. He's a very, very good player. Miami just needs to use him more in the starting 5, and that's it really. Because I think Hero's been misused for the past few years.
I'll go with Heat.
He's been very misused, man. I'll go with Golden State, especially with all the Butler stuff happening behind the scenes. Miami just dealing with all the off court stuff. So yeah. But before we go, we're not going away without talking about this game. Cleveland Cavaliers versus Oklahoma City Thunder tomorrow. That is a massive, massive game, people. Like, we're not gonna let this stream end without talking about this game. 2 of the best teams in the league right now on record. Because this game is something else. We need to talk about this game before we go. And for those of you that don't know, the Cleveland Cavaliers and Oklahoma City Thunder both on a win streak. Cleveland are on a 10-game win streak. and the Thunder on a 15-game win streak, which is mad. If you deep it, like going into this game, if you deep it, this is a massive, massive game, massive game. What are we saying, bro? Like it's in Cleveland, right? Cleveland have one of the best defenses in the league. OKC, also one of the best defenses in the league. Both teams will cancel each other out. Shea's balling out. Mitchell's balling out. You know, you got Garland, Allen, Mobley. You know, you got who else they've got? Okoro. You know, OKC are missing Chet Holmgren, but that doesn't matter for them. They're still doing really well. They got Lou Dort. You know, they've got a solid team, really. They've got a solid team. What are you saying about this game, man? Massive, massive game. We ain't going away without talking about this game, man. We're not ending the stream yet. This game is a must.
Let's
not give our predictions yet. Let's just actually build. Let's build it up first. Let's build up. Let's give a build up to this game.
This is a very difficult one to kind of. Well, these are two teams that are on fire right now. They're both on
the best
long win streaks.
Yep.
Both on double figure winning streaks. Beating any team, every team. I think it's just the one thing I like about both teams is that they've got two all-stars in terms of guards, in terms of Donovan Mitchell and Shea and
must say Isaiah Hartenstein is playing playing amazing right now. He's playing amazingly right now. One of the best centers in the league by a distance this season. So yeah, gotta give props to him where it's due. Go on, bro.
Yeah, definitely quality team. I mean, they showed that obviously with the win over the Celtics. So they've already beaten the second best team in the East in terms of standing.
If only we turned up second half, we would have beaten them. So
yeah. So that was, but it's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be one of those ones where it's just gonna be whoever is on fire. Because when it comes to these type of games, it's just about who has the hot hand. OKC or live and die by how great Shea can be. If he's on, then yeah, there's no stopping them. But it's going to be a very difficult game to kind of see who gets out with the win, because they're both just so great right now. They both got a lot of great pieces. I like how they both play. They're very young teams. They're both very erratic in the way they score as well. And I can't really tell who's gonna win or not. You know, this is pretty much this is the match for the best record in the whole of NBA kind of thing. This can swing it. This is like a 2-game kind of thing. This is like one of those in football that you'd call it a 6-pointer in terms of how important this game can be for the season. So be very interesting. I'm not really sure what else to say, but it's just going to be a great game to watch.
Nah, facts, bro. It's gonna be one of those games where I just think, you know what it is. I think both teams just protect their own home court. It's a series where I think both teams are just gonna protect their own home court, and I feel like the Celtics will make it out of the East, but the Cavaliers versus OKC final is a huge possibility this season. It's a massive possibility. This could be a finals preview. OKC versus Cleveland Cavaliers. So yeah, I mean, you know, both teams are on a hot win streak, double-digit win streak. Cavs on 10, OKC on 15. OKC going into this with a win streak. Obviously, the NBA Cup doesn't count, so we're not going to count the NBA Cup final. So that game is where I don't count that, because we're talking about NBA regular season. NBA regular season, they're unbeaten for 15 games, which is mad to think about. OKC on a 15-game unbeaten run. Like, because over a year ago, I think just about a year ago or 2 years ago, they were not even close to being one of the best teams in the league. And now they're just like, you know, along with Cleveland, they weren't even there 2 years ago. Now they just popped out of nowhere and just like going on a massive run of games. And going into this game, it's gonna be so tough to call. It's gonna be so tough to call, man. Mitchell versus SGA. Garland versus who's the other player that they have? Some Williams player. I forgot his name. What's his name? The one that plays for OKC.
OKC. Let me look.
Yeah.
Cason Wallace.
Cason Wallace. They've got Lou Dort, good player. Isaiah Hartenstein versus Evan Mobley. It's gonna be a fun matchup, man. It'll be a very, very fun matchup. But I'm gonna go with my prediction right now. I'm gonna give my thoughts. I'm gonna give my prediction. With the home crowd back in Cleveland, with the run of 15 games being the longest streak the season unbeaten by Cleveland Cavaliers, and I told everyone the Celtics would win, and they did, and they ended the run of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then that's where we took over, up until we then fell off. This is where I think this game is going to go to, with Cavaliers being 10 games, OKC with 15. Cleveland to win this game. I'm going with Cleveland to win this game. I just think this is the type of game where I think home court decides the winner of each game. I reckon the Cavs will win in Cleveland, and I reckon OKC will win in Oklahoma. I just think the home crowd cancels the away team, and obviously the defense will cancel each other out. But I just think if you talk about scoring, the more consistent elite scoring, I'm gonna go with Cleveland, because when SGA is not scoring, you're gonna have a tough night for OKC. It's gonna be a tough night for OKC. So I think if you cancel SGA, you pretty much try and cancel the entire team. So I'm gonna go with Cleveland to win at home. I'm gonna back the Cavs because I just think the Cavs are just slightly better in terms of the record just says otherwise. Really, Cavs lost 4 games, OKC lost 5 games. Cavs are slightly better if we're going by that metric, slightly better, just by 1 game. So I'm gonna go with Cleveland to win. I think Mitchell. I think some Mitchell versus SGA. I think both will get 35 points plus. It'll be an exciting game. What are you saying?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. OKC live and die by Shea, because if Shea don't play, the rest of them, you don't really expect them to. They're not the kind of guys that are going to be elite level scorers.
Yeah.
In terms of Cleveland, they have other guys that can score. You got Darius Garland, you got the even Mobley, and players that can at least get you 15 to 20. Whereas it's more difficult to see that from OKC. But I think I'm gonna go with OKC. I think OKC will win both games,
Ooh.
and I think Shea will show up and show out. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Obviously, they're missing Chet, which would have made a big difference to this type of matchup. But yeah, I'm gonna go with OKC. Why not?
On the road in Cleveland.
Yeah,
Fair
why
enough.
not? Why not OKC?
Fair enough. I just think the Cavs don't really. They've only lost 1 game at home this season, haven't they? Almost lost to the Celtics, but just again we threw it away. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough game to decide, man. And I mean, yeah, that's really all we got. That's all we really got for today. I mean, it's gonna be a win streak. It's gonna be a game where one team cancels each other's win streak.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
Will OKC cancel Cleveland's 10-game win streak, or will Cavs end OKC's 15-game win streak? Because let's not forget, the record of win streak this season is 15. And guess who ended that? My Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
To the Cleveland Cavaliers. So will the Cavaliers want to get that 15-game win streak back before they play Boston again? Or will they want to get that 15-game, or will they want to end OKC 15-game, or will OKC end that 10-game win streak and the Cavs have to start a new one again?
Yeah.
We'll see. Because this game, you know what this game could be? This game could be a momentum swing. Whoever loses could have a downshift of momentum, because that's how big of a game it is. with two teams with massive confidence right now going into each
Yeah.
game, it could dampen each other's confidence. One loss could ruin a confidence, because Cavs have lost 2 games in a row this season, but OKC, I don't think they have.
Yeah.
'Cause they've
And
lost in a widespread of games.
yeah, and depending on how bad the loss is, it can lead to even
depends on
more
the result.
losses.
I agree.
Depending on how bad the loss is. Imagine if, let's say, Cleveland blow out OKC in a bit, like if they do that, if that happens and Shea doesn't turn up, and then you could see not just a momentum shift in terms of Cleveland's season, but Cleveland's ideas of making it out the East. That kind of a big win against OKC is the kind of confidence that says, okay, maybe there maybe isn't any teams that we can't beat, and they're not unstoppable, and in that sense gives them even a bigger hope when it comes to the playoffs facing you in terms of a 7-game series and stuff of that ilk. But if they lose that gives the Celtics a bit of hope to come back and get that 1 spot. So you never know. It can make big changes and big waves on either conference.
I hear that completely. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. I will be doing the Premier League review show and the Carabao Cup semi-final preview tonight. So just in 10 minutes or so, I'll be live again. So make sure you tune in. King, as always, thank you for hopping on again today, bro. Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by. And talking NBA again. We'll do this on a weekly basis. However, bro, I don't know if it kind of ruins your a bit of time zone issue, but I want to try and do it in the morning, because when NBA happens, that's when that's when the game's going on. So I want to try and go live during those games, if you don't mind. If you're free, just let me know.
We can sort that off after the show.
Yeah, we can definitely sort it out. But thank you for coming on, bro. And yeah, people, like I said, I'm literally one sub away from 110. So literally the link is right there. Subscribe. NBA shows are weekly. Premier League shows are gonna happen often. Let me know if you want me to do some NBA bingo, NBA games, fun and games. I will definitely do that. And all my socials are in my description, in the about section of the YouTube channel. So make sure you go and check all my socials out. The playback might be doing a watch along tomorrow morning. We'll see for the NBA for the NBA game. Obviously, OKC. The Denver Nuggets are playing the Boston Celtics, and obviously that's my team. So I'm going to start off with that, and then maybe the next day I might do Cleveland versus OKC. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, it's getting to the point where I need to step up my content, people. Stepping it up. We're gonna play some more game. We're gonna do some more games of NBA games. Any how do you say it? Premier League bingo games. Anything, you let me know. But if you guys wanna, the audience wanna, play along with us, go. It'll be nice. You know what I'm saying, King? It'd be nice, bro. Because obviously you can join as well, since you've been a part of the channel for quite some time now.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be great.
Yeah, and we'll definitely do something like that. And obviously NFL's popping by. The playoffs are coming by, so we need to get the show. We need to get the show started. When does the playoff begin? Is it what Thursday night?
I think so, yeah.
So we'll definitely do a show by the. Hold on, let me have a look. When does the playoff begin for the When is the NBA? When is the NBA? It's not NBA. Sorry, excuse me. NFL playoffs start. Let me have a look.
I think it's pretty soon, to be honest.
No, it's on Sunday. Sorry, it's Sunday afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, the 11th.
Oh, the 11th.
Yeah, the 11th for me. So like 9:30 UK time on the 11th. So
let me have a look. Because I think there's 2 games per day.
Yeah, 2 games per yeah.
We got the wild card. Because we got the wild card round first.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see this. And we'll definitely talk about the upcoming draft picks. The off season for the my New England Patriots and stuff like that. So yeah. So NFL playoffs are just Denver versus the Broncos versus Bills, Steelers versus Ravens, Chargers versus Texans, Vikings, Rams, Commanders, Bucks, Packers Eagles. That's a good start. That's a really good game. Packers Eagles is a good game to start the playoffs with, and definitely we'll definitely talk about it, people. So make sure you guys tune in. And obviously the Chiefs and the Lions have now made to the divisional round automatically because they finished top of their division. So yeah, they've made to the excuse me, I can't talk, fucking hell, the divisional rounds. They've made it to the divisional rounds. And yeah, playoffs will start on February 9th, from what I'm seeing. February 9th. Sorry, not February 9th. Excuse me. What am I saying? February 9th is the Super Bowl. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong date. 11th of Jan, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, January 11th. So we can do
reading. Apologies for that. I don't know what I was reading. Just seeing the wrong date.
Maybe do a show on Friday.
No, I think we'll do a show Friday, Saturday. I'm gonna try and get an NFL panel on, so I'll definitely bring you on as well if you'd like, because obviously you're an Eagles fan, aren't you? So that'll be nice.
Yeah, I'll jump on that.
No, that's about it. And then we'll do more NFL talks after. So we'll do it as the round goes. So we'll do divisional round. We'll do, wild card round. We'll do, championship round, and then we'll do Super Bowl preview. That'll be good. And then we'll do off-season talk as well. So we'll do like draft order and everything, because the Patriots fumbled the number one overall pick because we wanted the last day of the season. We shouldn't have won, because if we hadn't won, we would have got the first round. We'd have the first overall pick in the draft. We fumbled that. So don't know if we're gonna get Travis Hunter now. So we'll see. But yeah, if you listen to us for today, we're gonna wrap it up here. One stop away from 110. So subscribe if you'd like. Under NBA shows weekly. Watch Longs will be here soon. King will be here, and he'll be for the NFL show as well. So people, thank you for watching. I'll be back in a bit with the Premier League and Carabao Cup talk. So yeah, thank you for coming on, King, and people like share, subscribe. Go Celtics, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.